Well, I'm joined by Finn McCaul, the chairman of the Independent Pharmacy Federation. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Neil. It's good to be here.
It's amazing. If you look back a year, 18 months, all the big issues that independent pharmacy was facing then, and you now look at where we are now, progress or stagnation?
Change, definitely change. I mean, a year ago, the biggest issue was the 100 hours and GPs forcing contractors to join, move in.
Yeah.
It's developed. It's now a different threat in that aspect in terms of electronic prescription service and distance selling pharmacies trying to recruit patients and people trying to open up distance selling pharmacies next to busy pharmacies and do smart or sharp NHS tactics, as it would be referred to in that area. I think the stock problem has changed as well. In terms of generics are now an issue as opposed to just brands where we were about 2 years ago. I think there's been lots of developments with CCGs and local authorities, and there's lots more opportunity in there. Certainly from an NHS perspective and the words that are coming out about pharmacy, we're right up there now. People want us to be involved and see us as a potential solution. My challenge to contractors and to all our members is how do we respond to that? People have got to be engaged and people have got to deliver.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. One of the things that struck me in your talk was you said that the pharmacy is still stuck in the supply function and preoccupied with cost. Is that a sense that you get from your members at the IPF? Does that apply to them, do you think?
It's a real business decision. We have to do that, but we've got to try and marry both up. So we've got to keep that supply function working. We've got to make sure we drive the cost down within it. And what I'm saying is don't take your eye off that ball, but actually use the team to manage that ball and focus our keen eyes and our business knowledge and our business experience on our patients and looking at outcomes for the NHS and how we can marry the two together. Please don't, I hope I haven't given the opinion that supply is not important. Supply is absolutely critical, and we need to find a solution that incorporates both.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. It's a critical time for pharmacy in many ways. Are the IPF members, the independent members, are they engaging, being proactive, getting out there and doing all the things they should be doing? Your members? Are they?
You've met many pharmacists who run their own business, and it's a real challenge to do that. We've thankfully taken a different approach to this. In January, we ran the GPHC webinar, where we had over 1,000 people involved, both online but actually in groups locally, to enable some of this change mechanism to happen. People are willing and really want to know what to do. We've got a challenge to find out how best to get them there and how to engage them to make this change happen. Things like the conference here, the conference we're going to have in Hertfordshire on the 23rd of April, and the webinars are big enablers to those changes to happen.
Yeah, sure. You also said something quite stark, but I suppose very real, and that was that you don't anticipate any national services commission for the next few years. Don't expect that. Is it unreasonable for pharmacists to expect that?
I would love a new service tomorrow. I'd love community pharmacy to have the opportunity for those services. But the NHS direction is really clear and is really simple. It's local. And if we try to fight that for the next 2 years, we'll really struggle to get those changes to happen. If it does, fantastic, let's all get on board and let's all support it. But in the meantime, let's also make sure we get local connections and local solutions.
Yeah. So 2014, February, here we are. Future of independent pharmacy?
I think the future is really rosy, but we've got to develop and grow. We've done this for the last few years, and you can see independence changing. You can see independents being involved. Looking at what's going on with LPNs, looking at what's going on with CCGs and health and wellbeing boards, it's independents who are in there engaging with it, and it's independents who are driving this local solution. The big boys are trying to do it, and they're going in en masse to get contracts in different places. But without us, they're not going to get the coverage. So we actually have to have a team, a united pharmacy approach to this.
Thanks for joining us, Finn.
Cuando las serpientes evolucionaron, más rápido que muchos venenos. Noten la diferencia entre una serpiente venenosa y otra que no lo es por las marcas que dejan.
1970 1970, 1970.